Hi, I'm Jobless Jason, and this is Lazy Leslie.
I don't like my name. If you wonder why we're saying this, we follow a YouTube couple who travels, and the guy calls himself Retired Rick for whatever reason.
Yes.
So today is January 28th, which is a Tuesday. We left you off on the 22nd, which was the very exciting day of the power outage.
And a Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Oh.
To wrap up the 22nd, we didn't have power back till about 3 o'clock. All we did that day was we actually went somewhere to eat. We went to a
Turkish
kebab place and had
something was, I can't remember what it was called.
I don't know, you had a meat thing and I had a falafel thing.
Yeah.
And then we walked around and went to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm. And it was pretty good. Meat was kind of thin.
Yeah.
And it was loaded with too much carrots.
And
but they had hot sauce. But it wasn't that hot. But it was sauce and some sort of yogurt that was supposed to be tzatziki, but wasn't.
And I think it was only, what, $11?
Cheap.
$12?
And they were nice. And the
They were
guy
very
spoke
nice.
pretty good English.
Sort
Sort of. But still lost in translation, confused about
How
what
we
was
wanted
going
it.
on, the thing, what was in it. So basically we got everything in it, and I'm not sure that's the way it's supposed to be, but
Me either.
that's the way it was. And it was decent.
So that moves us on to Thursday, January 23rd. Guess what? It was raining.
A lot of rain, which is unusual. It's not supposed to rain. We looked at the weather for months. It wasn't raining. And
We didn't bring rain
this
gear.
is not the rainy season, so
It's unusual.
it's unusual. And we've known that now because the lady said this is unusual. Well, I don't know. She said it was unusual.
She feels bad that we're
She
here
feels
with so
bad
much
that
rain.
it's rain.
But
It's intermittent rain throughout the day and not heavy, and well, it's sometimes heavy.
you just don't know when it's coming. So you have to be prepared.
But I've been looking for a poncho.
We're gonna get to that.
I know,
story.
but that's what I was doing all these days,
You
thinking
were
about
online,
a poncho.
yeah, talking about a poncho, looking at how to say poncho in Spanish. So that day, just checking our recording.
We
Went to the Central Market. So the Central Market here is very much like everywhere. So it has the fish counter, the meat counter, the vegetable counters.
everywhere without the tourist.
Yeah, but it's very local. We kind of stick out in the place. We've never purchased anything. The fish is all sort of whole.
Well, I cut it up for you, but how do you do that?
Yeah, and all the shrimp have their heads on. We found chickens with their heads and turkeys with their heads. They do have fruit, but here you can't really get fruit that's not in season. They do have some strawberries, and the grocery store they're like, what, $10 for a bigger carton.
Yeah.
So we just stick to like oranges and apples.
Grapes are really expensive.
Grapes are expensive.
There's oranges all over the place.
Yeah, but you can't eat.
You can if you live in England.
No, they put them in
Marmalade. Turns out they use the oranges for marmalade, and they ship them to England because English people love marmalade.
Yeah.
They can't get enough of it.
But here they have people, city workers that go around and pick the apples or
Oranges.
and I guess throw them away.
No, they roll them down the street.
They do.
The cars run them over.
Gross. And we came back and we did a load of laundry because I was like, I'm going to be able to hang my laundry up. It's not going to rain until whatever time. And I think it did, but we walked to this, Jason found this park, water.
Runoff from the city. But it's nice.
It's nice. We were going to walk there. It was like a 30-minute each way walk, which was fine.
Well, other than high anxiety about it raining from one person. Look at those clouds. And I was looking at the radar and it was moving away and I kept saying those are moving away.
But
all I heard was look at those clouds.
It was very dark on one side, very clear on the other, and we were like right in the middle.
But the radar
It could
showed
go
it
either
moving.
way.
No, the radar.
But
anyways, go ahead.
So we got down there. It's just like a retaining
It never
pond.
rained. It didn't rain on the way back. Well, it did rain once we got back.
Once we got back, it poured. So I was partially right, and you were partially right. Agree to disagree, but it did pour when we got back. So it was good that we didn't linger, but we can go back because there were waterfowl around there, but we didn't get to look because I was spazzing out, and we didn't have an umbrella or a raincoat at that point,
which has all been remedied.
Yeah,
but we're gonna get there.
That's an exciting story.
We were still looking for ponchos. One of us.
We went into the Chinese bazaars everywhere. I guess they're not Chinese. They seem to be.
They're owned by Asian people.
Asian people.
We don't know if they're Chinese. They could be from anywhere.
But they sell everything.
But they sell everything.
So Friday, January 24th, it actually did not rain. It made it rain later, but we decided to go to San Fernando, which is just between here and Cadiz. How long was the train? Maybe 20 minutes, something like that. So we rode the train, and there's a naval museum there that we knew wasn't that big or thrilling, but it was something to do. And we knew it closed at 2.
And a donation.
To visit.
Recommended $5.
$3.
$3, okay.
So we get to San Fernando. It's about a 25-minute walk to the museum. So we end up getting to the museum at like 1:30, and they close at 2. But
it's Spain, and they do things differently. They have to prepare for closing for hours, probably.
We were the only people there. There was a security lady at like the entrance from the street, and she didn't speak English, but she walked us inside.
Directly walked us to the place, which was weird.
And there were like 6 staff members in there. So it was very confusing. And then they realized we didn't speak Spanish, and they found the one woman that spoke English. And she told us we could look around, but we only had 15 minutes, even though it was 1:30 and they closed at 2. We only had 15 minutes.
But she was very apologetic.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry, but you can see we're closing. But
so, fortunately, she kind of wanted to show us around, and we were like, no, we'll just do it ourselves quickly.
Which it all worked out well. Yeah. Because we think she may have taken us around on a tour, which would have been probably torture.
The museum was not that thrilling.
I mean, it was okay, but it really wasn't that great.
15 minutes was actually a perfect amount of time.
We just ran through it real quick. And it was all in Spanish anyways.
Yeah,
there was nothing in English. But she interrupted us at the end. Or no, not at the end, like
in the middle.
5 minutes into it. She came running across and gave us pamphlets and a map because she was so excited to use her English, we think.
Yeah, and she was really apologetic about us and wanted us to come back or we could stay longer. She asked us where we were from.
And I just told her around Washington, D.C.
Tell what happened next. As we finish our tour. Well, first a lady who did not speak English oddly kind of walked us around and
directed us to each hallway and upstairs.
And then waited on us. It was kind of a bizarre story.
I mean, she had a smile on her face.
Yeah,
so they were all nice. They were just like, we have to get home. It's almost 2 o'clock.
It wasn't even 1:45.
Yeah. And then when we were coming down the steps after finishing, there's the security guard there with a big smile on his face. And immediately in our face,
like that.
Just difference in culture. But very excited to talk to us and use his English with a million questions, a rapid fire. But you couldn't really even answer them because he was on to the next thing.
He had family in Florida.
Yeah.
Who worked for United. He's been to Florida, but it's very expensive.
It's too expensive to go back.
But he just kept rapid fire. How long are you staying? Da, 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 blah, blah, where do you live? Blah, blah, blah. But we couldn't answer any of it. It was very clothes. But we said that we were like probably maybe the only people that showed up that day because it was a weekday, and probably the most exciting visitors.
Yeah, because obviously that lady went and got that guy
to tell him,
and told him that we spoke English, and he probably said, "I speak some English."
And yeah, I can't imagine many people go there because it wasn't near really much else. You had to go out of your way.
Yeah.
So after that, I really wanted to use their bathroom, but it was too overwhelming, and I didn't see one visibly.
But they didn't make us. We didn't have to pay anything.
Oh yeah,
the lady.
I got money out because I said it's a donation,
and the guy was so busy asking questions. He's like, "Yes, it's a donation, but on to my. Let's talk more."
So the lady who didn't speak English behind the counter was like, "No."
Yeah.
So they finally said, "You didn't get to really visit, so please don't give us any money." So it was free. My favorite. And then I had to pee. So if there was a bathroom in that museum, it was too chaotic to try to use it. So there was a Burger King down the road, and we ended up buying a drink and some French fries with cheese, bacon, and onion things on top. Turns out the bathroom was free. You didn't need a code to get in like you do in like
so we didn't have to buy
cities.
anything anyways.
Yeah, we could have just gone to the bathroom.
But the food was really good. And the machine said, "How many ketchups do you want?" And one packet free.
One free.
So we picked 2 or 3.
We picked one.
One.
We didn't pay for ketchup.
That's true. And it was weird. They gave us a bunch.
Yeah, we were like 7.
I still have some.
We took them with us.
You have to. Yeah, that was crazy. And then free refills. Well, I don't know. I mean,
other people did.
Yeah. Which
and
is shocking.
Ice and free refills.
Yeah, that is weird.
That's why we like fast food.
Yeah,
ice and
makes it
refills.
easier. But yeah, the bacon fries were good.
They were. And they give you a little wooden thing like the length of a toothpick. Like a spear.
To stab them with.
To stab them with.
And scoop the cheese out.
So then we walked to this old fort area that I thought was something different, but it was sort of run down and graffiti, but it was a nice walk. It was sort of out of town. You didn't hear the traffic. There was some green. So that was kind of nice to take a break for your
very old bridge.
Senses.
Probably a Roman bridge. Looked like that.
I took a pee behind the ruins.
Yeah. Then we came back.
Well, we liked the town.
Yeah, the town was really nice. A place that you could stay a month.
I would have preferred staying there now that I've seen it. It seemed newer. It had more shopping.
Yeah, not as much old stuff, but just a newer.
It felt cleaner.
Yeah, very clean.
Because things were newer.
Yeah. Not a lot of old stuff though.
No.
And a big giant shopping center right near the metro or the train station.
But we didn't visit there.
But it was humongous.
It was.
We have a Taco Bell.
I did.
Turns out we have one here though.
But they don't have beans. So we took our train back. Of course, now we figured out the train, so you don't have to. You just show up and buy a ticket, which is so much better. And then, shockingly, we went to the grocery store on the way back, and then we made dinner, and I don't know what we made. And then we got to Saturday the 25th. We knew it was going to rain in the afternoon, so we went to the grocery store in the morning with every other person that lives in the town. It was...
I think we made fajitas. Anyways.
It was chaotic, kind of pushy.
Where? At the...
grocery store.
Yeah. Oh, because of the rain.
Yeah.
Coming.
People
and closed on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people just... It's like playing chicken when you're walking near someone.
Yeah.
Who's going to move?
It's surprising you don't see more collisions. But somehow they know not to hit each other, but they're not going to get out of the way.
We always give way.
Not always, but anyway.
And then the most exciting part of our week.
We took the bus.
We figured out the bus. We knew we wanted to go. Jason found a poncho online at a store, and we knew it was at the big shopping center.
Decathlon.
Yeah.
And the Lewis Shopping Center.
At the Lewis Shopping Center. And we've seen buses that say Lewis Shopping.
Which was a 45-minute walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In possible rain. So I was like, I know we can get there. The bus is going to say that. And we just had to figure out, we didn't know what our stop was called, which we did figure that out. But so we found a bus. I got on. I just told him I wanted 2 people. It ended up being $1.10 per person per way, so $2.20. He gave me change, and then we got there, and
it was empty. The bus was
empty, but the shopping area,
well, depending on the store, well, pretty much the whole thing was packed.
It was nuts.
Apparently, that's what you do on Saturday in Spain.
It was like afternoon. Like we got there at what, 4?
Yeah, evening. Yeah.
4:35. But we went to Decathlon. You want to talk about what you found?
They had ponchos everywhere because it's not supposed to rain here. So everybody was flooding in looking for rain gear. So I found not a poncho, one sort of a poncho.
It's
a cheap raincoat.
Raincoat.
And rain pants, which I've been looking for in the U.S. for a long time. Probably could have bought, but anyways, I bought them here. And they were cheap.
And I also bought a raincoat.
A men's raincoat.
A men's raincoat, because the women's raincoat was white. We helped a Spanish lady. I guess she was trying to buy pants for someone, and she was kind of like gesturing and asking, I assume, what size he got. So we managed to work it out to show her, but Jason got the last large.
So
but
she had to make do. But it was a fight there for pants, and everybody was just barging, or not pants, just anything, rain gear.
Yeah. It was
packed. The whole store was just jam-packed.
And there were probably 30 people in line. They probably had 20 checkout stations. There were probably 30 people in line. It was like Christmas shopping back in the day.
Yeah, and it was like an Eddie Bauer type store.
Yeah,
but
it had
bigger,
everything.
But bigger, yeah. But all outdoor and
like
sports
surfboards and swimming gear and camping.
Yeah.
And then we get, the self-checkout. Okay, but nothing had tags. So we get to the checkout, and the guy goes, blah, 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 really quick in Spanish, and I just said, no habla español. And he immediately switched to English, which he knew my accent apparently. And he said, "Oh, just go." And I said, "But what do we scan?" And he said, "Oh, you just set it in.
Put it in the box."
Put it in the box. So
he didn't say put it in the box, but he said put it in there.
Just put it in there. Yeah. So you go, and it's a
box,
and you just put each item in, and it automatically pulls it up on the screen.
Somehow it knows what it is.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And it didn't even matter what position the tag was in.
No, you just drop it in. I guess
strange.
you could have dropped each one. We put each one at a time, but you could probably just
throw it all in there.
Drop it in.
Yeah.
So we did that.
It made much more sense. Actually, something that made more sense than the way we did it.
It was fascinating. So that was like, what, €45 for those, which isn't bad.
Yeah, so everything there was self-checkout too. There were no cashiers, that's just surprising for here.
Yeah. So that was good. And then we decided to go to IKEA.
Which was a bad idea.
So IKEA was, again, packed as though it were prime.
You have insanely busy.
It was insanely busy.
Yeah, it was just jam-packed. Like, why would anybody shop here?
Kids, families.
And it's all on a pathway. I don't think I've ever been to an IKEA after I went to one. I don't know.
You're kind of forced through the walkway, and you can't get around people, and they're very slow, and the kids are...
And it's like a mile of a walkway, it felt like. And it's just... But we figured out you could cut through these little areas, and it's just insane.
We got some steps.
But it was fine. I mean, it was interesting to watch people and see how it works.
And then we had figured out during Saturday that we hadn't planned on our food for Sunday, which means we would have nothing to eat because we either had to go to the grocery store, we got back right away before they closed, or we would have no food because stores aren't open on Sunday. So we decided to eat something there. So
Burger King was so good.
Those fries were good. It wasn't as good the second time. So we went back to Burger King.
But they had Carl's Jr., authentic Californian burgers.
Yeah.
At Carl's Jr., that's what they called it.
Yeah, they had it at McDonald's.
McDonald's, Taco Bell, KFC.
There's KFC there?
Yeah, we went by.
Oh yeah, we did. No one was there. So Jason had a Whopper meal, and we
Just pretty good.
upgraded the fries to get the cheesy bacon.
Cheesy bacon fries.
And I had some weird chicken sandwich.
Not the long chicken.
There's one called long chicken. Like,
long chicken.
got hokey. It was fine. You could get 3 free ketchups there.
That's all they gave us. But they mistakenly gave us somebody else's cheese dipping sauce.
I think everyone was getting.
Oh, well, maybe the girl. She seemed confused. So.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a queso dip. So extra cheese. We have one of those we brought home.
Yeah, but that's unheard of.
Unheard of. It was free.
And again, free refills.
Oh, and I did pay 60 cents for
Barbecue.
a container of barbecue sauce.
Chemical barbecue.
One little packet of barbecue sauce you have to pay for. So
What they call barbecue sauce.
No, it was not. But it was 60 cents. But
60 cents for that? Jeez.
But my burger only had mayonnaise, or chicken only had mayonnaise, and I couldn't do that. So
Which they loaded full of
it
mayonnaise.
was very mayonnaise.
They love mayonnaise.
So then we came back on the bus. We got home around 8:30, and then we decided let's go out and see what happens at night in Spain. But we went out way too early.
Yeah, but it was still pretty. People were just starting. It was what, 8:30?
Well, we got here at 8:30. It was probably 9.
There were some people eating, but they were just getting set up for dinner.
Yeah, like getting tables out, and people were just hitting the streets in their outfits.
Yeah. Not everybody, but some people have really nice outfits.
But we didn't make it. We were home before 10, which is I think when really things start.
Yeah, because there was no point. We weren't going to eat anything, so we just walked around.
And dinner here starts around 10 mainly, especially on the weekend.
So we still haven't seen that.
No.
Maybe in Granada. Seville.
And then Sunday and Monday, it was rainy. So we found an issue with laundry because it's rainy a lot and you can't get your clothes outside and you dry them inside. And certain items, when you dry them inside, smell like
Mrs. Miles' butt. Miss Miles.
Poor Miss Miles had a sticky butt apparently.
Well, I just remember it as a kid from her sitting on the seat and she would get up and it smelled funny. So I said the clothes smell like Miss Miles' butt.
Well, Jason sat around for like 2 days because we were drying clothes in here and it's so humid, so they're not drying quickly. And he kept saying the couch was smelly. Well, first you're like, oh, I stink, I want to take a shower. And then he came back and he's like, the couch stinks. And he said it smelled like Miss Miles' butt.
And Leslie kept saying, it doesn't smell in here, you're crazy, I don't know what you're talking about.
And then I picked up a pair of my pants and I was like, oh,
That's Miles'
so it was
butt.
Miss Miles' butt. I had to rewash those. My jeans had just a hint of Miss Miles' butt, but I've since been out and they got water on them, so it like reactivated, so now they really smell like Miss Miles' butt, so I can't wear them right now. It's supposed to get sunny after we get back from Gibraltar, so we just need to wash everything and dry it outside, which will be interesting for Granada because we don't have an outdoor area to dry clothes, so we may have to actually go to the laundromat and use a dryer because I don't really like smelly clothes. But it shouldn't be that rainy, and that might make a big difference.
Yeah, hopefully.
And then yesterday was a traumatic day for me and our hotel at Gibraltar. We originally were going to cancel it to go a different day because we were worried about rain tomorrow. And I sent an email because we didn't want to call because I figured the, what's it called? Lost in translation, language barrier wouldn't be great. So they didn't get back to me in enough time, and then they canceled the room And I'd already emailed them again, said, it's beyond the window where we have to pay to cancel. Don't cancel it. And I get a cancellation notice. So I'm like, ah, shit. So then apparently they got it was rough because
you had a rough day.
I thought we were going to have to pay for it and then pay again because we were going. But I sent another email. Somehow we have the same reservation
because
number.
They started at the old emails, cancel it, and then fortunately we thought about it and said, let's not make another reservation because it's not going to be crowded, so let's just drive down there and talk to them and get a room. Although I do have a translator app I could call them through. Or Samsung just translates as you talk to them. Yeah. But I still thought that might be kind of challenging. Would they think it's like because it's an AI translation? But it's the way of the future. Anyways, we didn't do it, although I'd love to try.
And we think it's resolved. I need to do the check-in, online check-in.
So they got the email to cancel, they canceled, then hours later they finally get to the email that we had sent.
Don't cancel.
That said don't cancel, so they just set everything back up and sent us an email saying, your room
Here's a reservation, yeah. I haven't checked the credit card today, but I don't think they're going to charge us, so that's good. I didn't want to pay an extra $200, and it was quite devastating to me yesterday to think about it. I'm having some hormonal issues too. But that brings us to today. We go to Gibraltar today. We got up early. We packed all of our stuff. It is not quite 11. We have to pick up our car at 1. So we have to go to the train station, take the train to the airport, get our car, and then we'll drive to Gibraltar, which is about an hour and a half. And hopefully walk into Gibraltar this afternoon. And then tomorrow we will climb up that rock, hopefully.
Yep. If all goes as planned.
And they have monkeys.
Yeah. So should be exciting.
Yeah.
Except for protect all your stuff. Because the monkeys are jerks.
Yeah, they are mean. So,
but that's where we're at.
Very exciting week. Lots of rain, lots of grocery stores, and rain punches. So.
Yep. Anyways, okay.
Bye.
Bye.